back again, as promised. It's your boy Dame. Subscribe to Dame's World if you haven't. We got gems breaking down bars, eye tests, real talks, and our newest segment, Story Time. You feel me? Chapter by chapter, because my first anniversary of my first book, The Beauty of Being Wrong, is now 10 days away. So this means we're on chapter 5. Chapter 5 being the ugly of construct. Construct is all around you. Your society was constructed. The viewpoint and the collective ideology is based on, the ideology generally is used to manifest the construction of society. So everywhere you go, you're going to see construct, whether you're in America, whether you are a black male or a white woman. There's a certain constructed reality that has been thrust upon you before you was even here. So the ugly of construct is just highlighting how your construction can lead to your closed-mindedness, and it can lead you to not seeing the beauty of being possibly wrong in your perspective. So I'm going to point to an excerpt, page 98 and 99, for all those with the book. Again, time. Time was one of my ones where I told you guys it exists insofar as space and things that occupy space exist. They share, or they just have moments after moments in what we call time, to where time is just a requisite to existing. However, as far as how we perceive time, constructed ideology. So I'm going to dive deeper in on that with this passage. The construct we've learned to follow reduces your time to a general notion that dictates how to measure our moment of existence with other relative existences, and even our relative moments. So we compare our moment of existence now to our other relative moments, like past moments versus present moments. Like, oh, this time when I was 4, or I'll do it next time, or the time is now, you know what I'm saying? For example, we consider the moments we had at 4 years old to be at a different time than the moments we had at 10. However, when you look at your time beyond the general construct, these are simply moments that happen within the time of your existence. So when you was 4, when you was 10, when you was 21, those were different times in your life, right? But all of those in your life that's a lifetime. So your life can be considered one time. Though you may experience many different times within it, your whole life in its entirety, depending on how a nigga views it, can be considered as one time. You feel me? One time when Dane was alive. However, I just said that. I'm trying to be honest. Oh yeah, your life in its entirety can also be viewed as just one time. I just said that. Perception creates the discernment that distinguishes moments from one another. This distinction is what we refer to as different times. But are they different times if your existence in itself is just one time? My point is, real time isn't a construct. It's you. Remember, we all experience time. So time exists insofar as you do. But the construct, 4 p.m., all that shit, we made it up. When you're a kid, you don't keep track of time, nor are you even aware of the existence of the idea of time. Yet, as a kid, you still experience your time. It's just not yet been labeled by the constructed means of your human brain. You have to learn the concept of time. Concepts have to be learned. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? So it tells you about the concepts and the constructs. You know what I'm saying? They're not some innate principle. You know what I mean? This exemplifies that our general time, however, is indeed a construct that we don't question but rather abide by, even though there's no definitive correctness to how we conceptualize it. We measure time based on our observation of nature and its constant flux. Days, months, years, hours, and seconds are all ways in which we can explain our moment to moment occurrences. A distinction, I believe, we make out of our necessity a distinction I believe we make out of our necessary bindings, or necessary bindings, to the nature of our own time. So time being a construct, I think it's a a formidable construct, one that helps us. While we are given a capacity of experience in our own time, the days, months, years, and hours we reduce it to are human ways of quantifying something that may not be completely quantifiable. I will give the general concept of time some credit since it helps us properly connect with people based on the constraint. Like you can meet somebody at 4 p.m. type shit. It also serves well for documenting or tracking historical events or personal experiences. But aside from that, time and how we present it in its general sense is just our form of construct that has no universality. A calendar means nothing to a life form not conscious enough to care about distinguishing existing moments in the way adult humans do. Just ask a baby about the importance of a concept such as January. They'll be like, nigga, fuck out of here. Although it can be beneficial when used in certain aspects, we also inadvertently use this construct to define our limits. I do believe that time is one of the more justified constructs for our existence and a necessary construct for human connection, but I will not deny its fallibility nor the ways we use it to our disadvantage. I'm sure many of you reading this have already taken the general concept of time and did the Usain Bolt with it, but you must understand the difference between your time and the time we've made up. For example, if I ask you what time is the appropriate if I ask you what time is the appropriate time to go to sleep and you have an actual answer besides whenever you're tired, then you probably may be deeply seated in the ugliness of construct. Just think about bedtime for a bit. We try to tell ourselves when to go to sleep based on a construct that isn't real. Because of the concept of time, most of us have convinced us what early or late means, when those words and their meanings are a matter of personal preference. Early, late, old, young, dark, light, these are preferential things. Midnight generally is late, but midnight might not be late to me. You feel me? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I've been trained to go to sleep at 10 o'clock. I got to go to sleep at 10 o'clock. What if you're not tired? So being so bound by the construct can have you dissociate from your own innate time. You feel me? Your own innateness, so to say. I better get some sleep. It's late is a common claim we make to our oblivious compliance to the structure. Hold on, I'm turning the page. What if your time, you, is not tired even though general time states you should be sleeping? This is how constructs can be dangerous. Just like our earlier discussion about the implications of gender constructs, our time construct also aids in detaching you from your natural inclinations. In my opinion, the right time to sleep for anyone is when they're tired. So the right time is subjective. And that is a construct I agree with. Time, space, is mathematics. How we define these, I think some forms are necessary to be defined and constructed for our interpretation so we can better use these forms. Some people can use mathematics or space or time innately, and I know sundown. You know what I'm saying? Some people have this innateness, but for others, it brings about that awareness of the innateness. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we use time in this facet, but time has a essence and a principle to it that I need to tap into, as does space, as does mathematics. It's not just how we define it. So I agree with those constructs. However, constructs can get deeper. You know what I'm saying? What we should do as Americans, what we should do as black people, or the right way to eat food. Some people eat with their hands, some people eat with a fork. So these constructs are way more arbitrary than the ones I described. However, you can see with the ones I described how constructs are more illusionary than reality. So when banking on a construct as reality, that can, you feel me, detach you from understanding the beauty of being wrong and understanding different constructed norms. You go out to the Far East and they don't eat like you do. They don't speak how you do. They don't greet how you do. Denounces your whole construct. So always be aware that your construct is just one construct of many constructs and not the ultimate enchilada. Even in different places, they count time differently. So with that being said, episode 5, it's your boy Dame. We got more to come. You feel me? 10 more jewels. Holla at your boy. Go get the beauty of being wrong. Vibe high.